Becky from Week 99 are here. So our friends at Zuru sent us one more goodie this time that we're going to check out. And this is the Bunch of Balloons kit, right? So they also sent me 2 more refills of these. And for these ones. I'm in love with these primary color ones. I'm going to have to find a party for these. But they also sent us some of the water balloon ones. Now these water balloon ones, they have a couple of these sets out there. And these, you fill up 100 water balloons in 60 seconds. So we're going to try these this weekend with my nephew, and we're going to see just how well these work. Do you remember just trying to fill up water balloons as a kid? Oh my gosh, they took forever. And these ones are fill and tie in 60 seconds. I believe these are self-sealing water balloons, just like these balloon party ones are. But I want to look over these and I want to try this out. And I'm probably going to get yelled at when somebody sees what I'm doing to the office with these. But these Bunch of Balloons, self-sealing party balloons, 16 balloons. You can fill and tie and string up to 40 balloons in 40 seconds. So you don't have to worry about your fingers getting sore from tying balloons. You don't have to get worried about being winded from blowing up balloons. You just use this machine. I absolutely love that idea. Getting balloons for parties is a lot of fun, but can get very expensive. And then if you're blowing them up yourself, this is really good if you don't want to blow them up yourself, if you don't have the lung capacity. But it also saves you a lot of time if you are getting ready for somebody's birthday. You can use the pump on air mattresses. You can use it on stuff for the pool. All of that good stuff. You just don't have to worry about blowing out your own lungs to do it anymore. So we're going to test this out and we're going to see how well this actually works. And if we can blow up that many balloons really quick. So it comes with 16 balloons. So that's actually probably good. I'm not going to use one of these packs. These have 24 balloons. So if you have a party coming up and you want balloons and you want them to have a bunch of air, this is really good. I'm not sure if these balloons will float. I haven't really tested this out yet, so I'm not sure. Because otherwise, getting balloons like filled with helium or getting your own helium tank is really stinking expensive. And we're just gonna try to get these out and not fight with it too much. All right, there we go. So here is our little pump. I need to get the cord out of here. And that's an air tubey thing. So there we go. Here's our little air pump. Not too bad, right? And we do have a power cord. I have a plug right beside me to plug it into. And then we have all these pretty pink balloons. Okay, so I have to see how we do this. I don't even know how to do this. So we're gonna test this out together. I'm not sure. So we have to plug it in. You can get 8, 16, or 24 balloons, and there are different settings. This one does 8, 16, and 24 balloons. And you put the things directly in there, and it just goes through the cords and strings. All right, so this is interesting. This is really interesting, you guys. All right, I'm very intrigued how this works. So let me open this properly so I don't destroy everything before I get it done. So what I'm interested in here, so we have our balloons, and then they have these tubes, and these tubes are what go directly into this thing. And that is what fills them up, and there's already ribbons on there, and they're self-sealing balloons, so you don't have to worry about tying them. So this should be actually really pretty easy. So how to fill. And the tube that I pulled out, there are connectors and stuff, but that's what you can use to fill up other things with this. I'm not sure where exactly you would put that on here. We're going to see how noisy this is, and we're going to see just how well this actually works. If this works, this is going to save a ton of people time. So let's see. I'm going to to turn that off really quick. So I can already feel a little plasticky smell. I can already feel that plugged in is blowing a ton of air. So we're going to tip this down, and I'm going to clean this up a little bit. So we're going to tip this down, and I can never get that right no matter what I do. And I'm going to show you as we do this. So we're going to start with 8 just because I want to see. And all we do is pop that right in there. And see, we have all these this tassels here. And then, here we go. We're going to see how this works. So since we're plugged in, we're going to tip it back up. So let's see. That didn't work very well. Oh, this should be, let me show you really quick why it's not working. This arrow should be locked onto the one you want the air coming out. So I'm doing all of this and I'm not even looking at the instructions. So that is part of the problem. So here we go. Let's try this. Okay, you guys, that is really, really cool. Look at this. If I pull them out, I have a huge set of balloons that have all been filled up, and they're all on their own strings. They do not, they're not filled with helium, so they're not going to float on their own. However, now I've got the balloon echoey thing going. This is so stinking cool. They're all on these separate tubes that they're filling tubes, and you can pull them apart. It reminds me of almost like, oh, there's a thing at the bottom linking them together. It almost reminds me like pulling them apart like you would Twizzlers. But just like that, you have your own balloon. And it already has a ribbon directly on it. And it's self-sealing, so once you pull it off of there, it's already done. Now, this is so great if you're if you have a graduation party coming up, or you have birthday parties, or any of that stuff that we do in the summer, or just any time. This is such a great stinking idea. This little thing can fill up 40 of them in 40 seconds. So many balloons, so much time saved. This is a great little thing. And if you have parties coming up, also fantastic. So that is the balloons. What we're going to do with these, we're going to test these out outside tomorrow. And I am going to have a couple little helpers that are going to just show me just how well these water balloons work. So this I do want to see. I don't think you can actually remove the tube from there. So for both of these items, I, of course, will make sure there are links below. But until then, we have a lot of really fun balloons hanging around. And I've got an extra set for later as well. Normally, this is the type of thing that I would, you know, I would give to my sister for my nephew. But I think I'm going to have this hanging around for us because these are really cool. So I'll be back with the other ones, and we're going to test out those water balloons for you. Hey everyone, so we are going to test out, we have the bunch of balloons, the automatically fill and tie water balloons. So my nephew and his friend are on their way over. This weather, I'm not 100% sure that they're going to be able to actually play with these, but we're going to test these out and see if this actually does fill 100 water balloons in 60 seconds. I don't know about you, but I do know as a kid filling water balloons took forever and your fingers hurt. So we're going to check this out. There's also this splash for a chance to win. You're supposed to soak this thing up and see what your prize is. So we're going to try that later and see what we actually get. I'm going to try to put it over here so it doesn't float away. But until then, I'm going to get these balloons filled up for my nephew and his friend. Hopefully they will be able to use them today. If not, they're going to go in a box and then they can use them later. So hold on one second. So it fits right on your hose and it starts filling them up. It gets really heavy really fast. We've probably got 30 some water balloons on each one of these. I'm going to just set them down while they fill up. One of them already has a hole, so that's making a mess. Okay, so I learned a very important lesson here. When you are using these, don't overfill them, because if you do, if they get too full, the balloons will actually pop. I'm just making a mess everywhere. And you just really pull them right off. I'm trying to get a few. So here you go. Here's a overfull bunch of balloons and just setting it down. Hopefully it doesn't pop. And to get them off of the thing, if I can get one up here. Alright, so you can see they have the tube in there to fill it. It's got a little rubber band there to keep it closed. And to keep it closed, just pull it right off. And you can see I had quite a few kind of break as I did this. But that was super fast. Out of that first batch though, I probably only got about 8 that I didn't break. So we're going to try again, and we're going to see if we get better at this. Tell you right now, this is still a lot easier than doing them all by hand anyhow. So we're going to tip it up just a little bit. Just screw it on here and then you fill it up with water, pull them off, and you have filled water balloons. So we're going to try again and not explode them all over my patio. There we go. I am going to set them down and I will stop them earlier this time. I think last time I went to turn it off and it actually turned it up. And just like that, we have a bunch of water balloons ready to go. And they do break really easy if they're overfilled, but if they're not, it's going to take a little more to break them. So overall, really, really fun. Can't wait to show my nephew and his friend when they get here. We're going to see how bad this gets and how much of these rubber balloons end up in my lawn for them to pick up before the lawn service gets here. So again, I will make sure there's information for all of this below. If you're interested, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you soon. Bye.
Can I catch it?
Go on. Keep going. Would you? Oh! Get him! Get him!